It is my honor to introduce Ballston Spa High School's Class 2014 valedictorian, Lydia Freehafer. Lydia finished high school with a GPA of 99.118, while being an international baccalaureate full diploma candidate. In Lydia's junior year of high school, she received a score of 7, which is the highest score awarded on the IB Mathematics Standard Level exam. Not only does she have a passion for learning and dedication like no other, Lydia is also involved in many extracurricular activities and programs, such as Odyssey of the Mind, National Honor Society, Communications Club, and Girl Scouts. Lydia has also held multiple leadership roles, including Vice President of Physics Club for 2 years, Captain of the Cross Country team, and has received the varsity letter for all 4 years of her time on the team. Lydia's Odyssey of the Mind team has attended the World Finals competition for the past 3 years, and this year the team placed 7th. This year, Lydia was voted by her peers most likely to make $1 million. Lydia has played the flute for several years and is extremely talented. She has also volunteered at Sky Farms Camp for the Adult Special Needs program, and recently has created her own charity to benefit our community, Undies for Understanding, which collects donations of newly packaged underwear. Lydia was accepted early decision to Dartmouth College, and will be the first Ballston Spa graduate to attend the prestigious Ivy League school. Congratulations, Lydia, on all your accomplishments over the past 4 years, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish in the future. Please welcome the class of 2014's valedictorian, Lydia Freehafer.
All right, let's do this. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today because 7 years ago, our Father, who art in heaven, had a dream that Ballston Spa High School class of 2014 would graduate. And after almost 13 long years, here we are. Ah yes, I remember when I was in high school. I remember it as if it were 13 days ago. I would like to say a few things about myself before I begin. 1, I have been called the laziest valedictorian and most likely to fall asleep in class. 2, I procrastinate on everything, including this speech. I think Alison Block said it best when she said, I think writing my speech the night before will really flow with the rest of my high school career. And 3, I'm wearing Crocs to graduation because I got 95 likes on the Facebook status. So for everyone who liked it, I raise my Croc to you. But hey, joke's on you. You see this weather? I'm prepared. I've been instructed to talk about the future. As valedictorian, that is my duty. Now why is this? Is it because since I have the highest GPA, I should have some profound wisdom that the rest of the class lacks? If that is the case, then I sincerely apologize. I want to read to you an excerpt from my middle school memories letter that we wrote in June 2010 and got back at the senior banquet. The question was, what career might you like to pursue someday if you had to choose right now? I replied in very large, capitalized letters, no idea, with 3 exclamation points. I'm in 8th grade, I don't need to know now. Well, 8th grade Lydia, I'd like to apologize to you because I am still clueless about what I want to major in or do with my life. The future is a complete mystery to me, yet here I am expected to impart wisdom on you about how you can make the best of your future. So, am I qualified to make this speech? Let's find out. Writing this speech was rather tricky. I had requests from many people to put things, for things to put into the speech. For example, I was told to say things like, God bless America, and I was told to make Disney references. I was also told to say other things that I can't say here because I really do want to graduate. I even had someone who offered to write my speech for me. I could use cliches like follow your dreams, be yourself, or reach for the stars, but I think the best thing I can offer you is the wisdom I have for your future. Not about the wisdom I have for your futures, but the attitude about the future that I've always had. The real reason a valedictorian like myself should talk about the future is because the future is all I've thought about for the past 4 years. Well, this makes sense, doesn't it? We've been told since we were 5 years old that school comes first. We live in New York State, which is the land of standardized testing. We always have to be prepared for the next standard that we are expected to meet. Let me give you a familiar scenario. Jimmy's in 4th grade. He's kind of bored in the class, so he asks his teacher, "Teacher, why do we have to learn this?" And teacher says, "It's to prepare you for 5th grade." 7th grade, he asks his teacher, "Teacher, why do we have to learn this?" And teacher says, "Be quiet, you're disrupting the class." By high school, no one asks the question anymore, because we all know the answer. To prepare us for the Regents exam, the AP test, the IB test. Jimmy, now a high schooler, then decides to ask his teacher, "Teacher, why do we need to learn this?" Once he gets the response, "You need to know it for the final exam," he says, "Yes, but why?" All teacher has to say is, "Well, it'll prepare you for college." So that's it, right? Elementary school prepared us for middle school has prepared us for high school, and high school has hopefully prepared us for college. Oops. That's why I'm standing up here today. Valedictorian doesn't mean I'm the smartest, and it definitely doesn't mean that I've made all the right choices. Valedictorian means that, according to the standards set, I am at the pinnacle of preparedness for the real world. I never liked the phrase the real world, because if the past 18 years of our lives hasn't been the real world, then that's a real shame and a pretty bad attitude. So perhaps I'm valedictorian because I've done nothing but think about the future. And now I'm up here to give a speech about the future, and here's what I've got to say. Stop thinking about it so much. It has taken me 18 years to realize that the present is just as important as the future. I put myself through constant stress and anxiety in order to get near perfect grades because I thought I'd look back and say all of that was worth it. Well, a lot of it was, but definitely not all of it. I achieved high grades at the cost of failing to put enough time into things that were just as important: my health, my family, and my friends. Neil deGrasse Tyson tweeted in April 2013, "When students cheat on exams, it's because our school system values learning more than our school system values grades more than students value learning." The New York State school system is extremely focused on standards that we should supposedly strive to meet. We should strive to get an 85 or above on our Regents exam to achieve mastery, and we are told to constantly strive for the highest GPA possible. The system focuses so much on this goal that it becomes very easy for us to lose sight of the process of learning. We stop thinking about whether the material is interesting or truly valuable because we are bound by the many requirements of New York State. This is sad for both students and the teachers. Throughout these past 4 years, I've witnessed teachers that are just as anxious as the students over these standards that they are required to fulfill, if not more so. Niccolo Machiavelli said, "The ends justify the means." See, I did pay attention to history a little bit, but he was incorrect. The means, the journey, and the process should satisfy you because the real world is not just the future, it is also right now. So you might think I'm starting to sound like a hippie. Embrace the moment, man, you gotta live in the now. But I definitely do think you should be planning ahead, and I think living each day as if it was your last is highly unrealistic and impractical. It goes without saying that the choices you make should be responsible, yes, but I've learned that if you are not happy in the present and your only reason for this unhappiness is what will come in the future, then something isn't right. I was always focused on the future because I thought if I wasn't, I would regret it. But I've learned the hard way that it's not always worth it in the end. I found that I was happiest when I wasn't thinking about the future. Recently, I attended a 5-day Odyssey of the Mind World Finals competition in Iowa with my lovely teammates, where we placed 7th. And I can say with confidence that while I was there, I was the happiest I have been for a very, very long time. I wasn't thinking about schoolwork I was missing, or my future plans, or a long to-do list that I'd have to come back to once I got home. It was when I was focusing on the present, doing something I love, and not thinking ahead or thinking school comes first, that I reached a state of utter contentment. I experienced more joy from getting 7th than I did from being first in the class because the process was more enjoyable and less stressful than staying up late studying for tests or struggling to complete every single homework assignment. The future is important to think about, that is true, but I want you all to learn from the mistake I made. I thought about the future and the future only. Mr. Traskus told me to be nice to your future self. I encourage you to follow his advice with this addendum. Be nice to your future and your present self. It's important to have things to look forward to, but do not allow the price for a happy future to be to give up your present happiness, because time is passing quickly, and once it's passed, it's gone for good. So make sure that in the future you remember to stop and think about how you are in the present. Do you like what you're doing? If you're in a class, is what you're learning interesting to you? To those going off to college and to the underclassmen, if you ask, why do I need to know this? Demand for an answer that is better than, it's on the test, because that's not good enough. Life isn't all about what's to come. Don't be so hard on yourself just to please the future you, and give time for yourself, because you all deserve it. There are times when you should just cross that bridge when you come to it. If you are not happy or fulfilled or satisfied with the way your life is, do what you can to change it. We're told that you'll regret it if you don't study for the test, but it's not often we're told that you'll regret it if you don't make time to play, to have fun, to enjoy yourself, to take a bath, to take a nap, to live in the present. Ballston Spa, we did it. You should all be extremely proud of what you have accomplished, no matter what mistakes or bumps or hardships you may have encountered on the way. To all of the teachers, I say thank you, because you have made me into who I am today and given me wisdom beyond what the standards of New York State could have ever given me. To my parents, I couldn't ask for a better pair to have raised me all these years, and I'm sorry I'm terrible at getting out of bed in the morning. I'm trying to get better. To the class of 2014, the future may be scary and uncertain for you, like it is for me, and that's okay. You don't have to think about that right now. Time passes too quickly not to focus on the present moments, especially one as extraordinary as this one. And remember, if you're ever lost, you can always follow the excellent BSCSD motto. Educating excellence takes education, for everyone excellently educating everyone with education, or something like that. And finally, to address some of those requests I mentioned earlier, God bless America, be a man, you must be swift as a coursing river. And to Travis Miller, I'm still not going to say that. Good luck to you all, thank you, and most importantly, congratulations.